My daughter, God is showing us his mercy. The enemy tried to bury us in shame.
Naomi had walked through betrayal, heartbreak, and suffocating burdens. Yet, even in her darkest nights, the embers of her faith refused to die. And now, after the crushing blows of her brother's rebellion, David's threats, and Mama's confession, God was preparing to shift the battle. One Sunday morning, Naomi was sitting quietly in church when her phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "Meet me at the cafe near the hospital. Urgent. It's about David." She hesitated, but curiosity won. At the cafe, a young woman approached her, trembling.
You don't know me, but my name is Clara. I was engaged to David. He promised me everything until I found out the truth. He's been using women, conning them for money, and ruining reputations when they refuse him. I left him. I couldn't keep quiet knowing he's trying to destroy you.
Clara slid an envelope across the table. Inside were screenshots, bank statements, and recordings, all evidence of David's schemes. Naomi's mouth fell open. The very weapon David had threatened her with was now in her hands. "Why are you helping me?" Naomi asked softly. Clara's eyes filled with tears. "Because I saw something in you that I lost. Faith. I want you to fight back, not just for yourself, but for the rest of us he's deceived." Naomi squeezed her hand. "Thank you. God will honor your courage." Meanwhile, Chike had gone deeper into trouble. One night, he failed to return home. Naomi's heart raced with fear. At dawn, the police called. Chike had been caught again, this time in a raid on the very gang he had joined. Naomi rushed to the station, trembling, but to her surprise, Pastor Daniel was already there. "I heard what happened," he said gently. "Don't worry, Naomi. God is still in control." Through Pastor Daniel's connections and evidence showing Chike had been manipulated by the gang leaders, the charges against him were reduced. The court ordered rehabilitation instead of prison. When Chike saw Naomi weeping outside the courthouse, he broke down. "I'm sorry, sis. I thought you didn't understand me, but you've never given up on me. I promise, I'll change." Naomi hugged him tightly, whispering through tears, "That's all I ever prayed for." As if in response to the shifting atmosphere, Mama began to recover her strength. Her treatments were working, but more than that, her spirit was alive again.
My daughter, God is showing us his mercy. The enemy tried to bury us in shame. But the Lord is lifting us higher. Don't stop trusting him.
Naomi smiled, her heart swelling with gratitude. For the first time in months, she saw a future not clouded by despair, but lit with promise. With Clara's evidence in hand, Naomi had a choice: expose David publicly or leave him to God. She prayed earnestly, and the Spirit led her to do both with grace. At a community meeting where David was trying to paint her as a fraud, Naomi stood tall. "You call me weak," she said boldly, "but I am strong in the Lord. You call me a liar, but truth is my shield, and today the truth will speak louder than your lies." She handed the evidence to the elders and leaders present. Gasps filled the room as David's deceit was revealed. Humiliated, he stormed out, but the damage was done. His web of lies had collapsed. Naomi didn't gloat. Instead, she whispered, "Vengeance belongs to the Lord. My part is to forgive and move on." That night, Naomi returned home and wrote in her journal, "The tide is turning. God is exposing the enemy, healing my family, and restoring my hope. What the enemy meant for evil, the Lord is using for good." Her battles weren't completely over, but something had shifted in the spirit. The dark clouds were breaking, and a new dawn was on the horizon. Naomi knelt by her bed and prayed, "Lord, I thank you for proving that the fire cannot consume me, the storm cannot drown me, and betrayal cannot break me. You are faithful, and I trust you until the end." She rose with peace in her heart. The girl who once felt abandoned was now walking in divine assurance. The tide had turned, and Naomi was ready for the victory ahead.